Good afternoon, my fellow Texans. And here I am in Walmart, surrounded by nobody at all. All the fighting is going on down the other end of the store, and over nappies and toilet roll and trivia, hand sanitizer. But the garden centre is completely empty, and it kind of makes me laugh, really. Not laugh, because this isn't really the time for laughing, but I just wanted to kind of try to mention something to you. About 80 years ago, 75, 80 years ago, there was a minor skirmish in Europe called the Second World War. And where I come from, England, obviously Great Britain is an island, or a series of islands, and we were fairly isolated from our empire and our friends across the sea. The North Atlantic War was a war of attrition, bringing supplies of munitions, men, guns, bombs and food to our tiny island and to feed the population. And as a result, the British government came up with a phrase, and it was "dig for victory." There was posters everywhere, "dig for victory," because the general population was encouraged to plant their own gardens with vegetables and fruits, so that they could actually feed themselves, knowing that they were going to be isolated for an extended period of time. There's a kind of similarity with that, isn't there, really? And here I am. I just want to show you this. I bought two more avocado trees. I'm just about to buy these, and I really like avocados. And guess where avocados in America usually come from? Mexico. And any minute now, Mexico's going to close its borders, and where are the avocados going to come from? And when California kind of falls in on itself, all the strawberries and kind of fresh fruits that come from there, who's going to pick them? You see where I'm going with this? Because the world's going crazy at the moment, and in the UK they're talking about kind of isolating older people over 70 in their homes for the next 4 months. All right. So listen to what you're being told without being told, because the governments are telling us stuff without actually telling us anything. We really don't know what's going to happen over the coming months and coming weeks and months, but it's unlikely to be good, as we've seen from the supermarket disasters going on an ongoing basis at the moment. So right now, you're probably going to think, any minute now, the schools are all going to be closed as well. What can you do with your kids? Well, I'm going to tell you, get them to grow stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen these potting mix bags, but in the UK we have things called grow bags, and they look just like this. We make holes in them, we plant seeds in them for things like lettuces and squash and tomatoes and so on, and we grow fruit and veg in grow bags, which is just very much like your potting mix that you have here. And you can buy seeds. I mean, this whole garden section, all right, take a look behind me, is completely empty. It's full of plants, and it's full of flowers, and it's full of fruits and trees and bushes and seeds and stuff like that. And in the next kind of 3 or 4 months, this is all going to mature and grow. And I've already bought tomato plants, or my wife has, and zucchini, as you call it, or courgettes, and squash and peppers, and all sorts of different stuff that we've put in the ground already. Watermelon seeds and pumpkin seeds, and so it goes on. And the land is fairly plentiful here. Even if you have an inner city garden that's relatively small, there's still an awful lot that you can grow without too much fuss. In the UK, we have things called allotments of land, and they were given to the general public on a rental basis for like my most recent one I think was £6 or £7 per year, like $10 a year, for a plot of land that was 10 yards by 50 yards. And that would give me enough potatoes to last a year. Enough onions to last a year. I'd grow sprouts and cauliflower and cabbage. I would grow strawberries, gooseberries, rhubarb, all sorts of different stuff for a fresh fruit and veg, and I'd have it all year round. Peas and beans as well, all year round, because I work the ground. Guess what? That's why I'm wearing orange. I work the ground and reap the fruits of my labour, and you can do that too. So rather than fighting over toilet paper at the other end of Walmart, down there, the crazy end, come down this end where the garden centre is, or go to HEB or any of your independent local kind of garden centres, who will have seeds and plants ready for you to go on with. And in 3 or 4 months' time, or even a few weeks' time in some of the crops, you'll have fresh fruit and vegetable available to eat, right now, at a time when perhaps in the future there won't be any. And what's the worst thing that can happen? You've got kids at home for the next few weeks who have got nothing better to do. So you're going to give them something to do. You're going to show them how to grow plants and fruit and vegetables, and it's really, really easy to do, okay? You'll show them how to do that, and they can then watch and reap the fruits of their labour and hopefully instill some good kind of habits for them for their future. And the worst way, if it all blows over and coronavirus turns out to be just a bad case of man flu and we all recover and live happily ever after, what's the worst thing that's going to happen from this bit of advice? The worst thing is you're going to have some fresh fruit and vegetables to eat during the summertime, and you're going to have a bit of fun doing it in the meantime too. Just a thought. I've been Rupert from Texas Garden, txgarden.com, texasgarden.com, and if you've got any questions, give me a call, 512 466 5880. Bless you.